Hello everyone, Kevin Crouch here with South Metro Weather. We have extreme cold coming our way, and that's not an exaggeration. That's a real phrase that we're using there. The good news is, not today. We've got one more day of relatively warm temperatures here, 57, 58 degrees for your high, and then overnight tonight, 44, 45 degrees. We're not going to get a lot cooler because we have south winds that are at least going to try to warm us up here. They will be rudely interrupted by that cold front later tomorrow. Allergens, we're still in that medium-high range. Some mountain cedar is still messing with us here, so just keep those remedies going, and we'll see how this front might affect those as we get through the next few days. Maybe it'll give us a little bit of a break there. Now, the big picture, you can see the kind of the outline of this front here because we have the moisture creating some snow up in the higher elevations, especially there. But when you look at the front, you can see how much dry air. That is bone dry, bone cold air. Now, you're going to hear people saying, hey, the polar vortex is headed our way. No, it's not. The polar vortex is going to stay north of us like it usually does, but what we have is a distortion in the polar vortex that will allow it to sag southward into southern Canada. It's probably the farthest it's going to go, but it will push this very, very powerful front southward and make its way into North Texas probably around 4 to 5 o'clock. Now, here's the thing. It will have showers on the leading edge of it, at least a few. It doesn't look like anything widespread at this point. It looks like maybe just periods of light rain ahead of that front as it moves through. Heavier rain is expected in the deep south here, but for our area, just a few showers popping up, moving through. But depending on how much rain we get, how much of that rain is left on the ground, and when we freeze, that will kind of help determine our ice forecast there, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But the main concern is going to be the extreme cold. In fact, we have this extreme cold watch that is in place. That is valid from 8 o'clock on Tuesday evening through 9 a.m. Thursday morning. So Navarro County is not included in this, but I want you to understand it's still going to be very, very dangerously cold in Navarro County. So this is just the areas where it is expected to get the coldest. We will have temperatures Wednesday and Thursday morning in the teens, and we could have wind chill factors in the single digits, even below zero in some cases. If we have schools closed, I think it's going to be much more likely that it will be caused by very cold temperatures when, frankly, teachers are outside bringing kids into the school. Kids have to walk and ride bikes in some cases. You have kids waiting for the bus in the morning. The schools may not want their kids and their faculty and staff, frankly, dealing with those temperatures. So I won't be surprised to see at least maybe some delays or closures due to the temperatures alone. Now, let's talk about the probability of some freezing, precipitation, ice, that kind of thing. I want to show you a couple of models. These are the two short-range models because this is where we are in terms of that timing. This is 11 o'clock Tuesday per the NAM model. You can see the front is already well on its way into southeast Texas at this point. Here's that freezing line. So what I want to show you is that the moisture for the most part has moved out. However, we will have warm air moving up above the front there, and that could still bring us some freezing drizzle, freezing mist, that kind of thing. I don't expect that to be widespread, but if we can get this bone dry air to come in here and cut off any kind of moisture, that will help us along. But the fact that you're still seeing some rain here from Longview to Tyler on down from there, almost to College Station there, we could still see some rain behind the front here. So really, I mean, if this scenario plays out, it could be a little closer, whereas the HR model, it's not until about 1 a.m. when we see that freezing line making its way. You can see that the drier air in the cold front is well into southeast Texas, pretty much almost to the Gulf there. And really, we're dealing with drier air at this point. So we're looking at scenarios where, one, we could see maybe some bridges and overpasses, patches of black ice on the roads. I think if this scenario plays out, if the HR model is a little closer to real, then I think that we really don't have much to worry about. But it's just the bone dry, cold air that we really have to worry about, bringing such dangerous conditions by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday morning. So today, last mile day. If you got to do any preparations, do it today. 44 overnight tonight. Tomorrow, our high temperature right around 50. It will be determined by the front of it. Sags a little later and slower, then we could get a little bit warmer than that. But I do expect at least some scattered showers across the area, especially in the afternoon and evening as that thing is moving through. I have just a 20% chance, and don't let this get you excited. This is just a mix. I think primarily we have to worry about drizzle, mist, that kind of thing. Just a light rain here and there. If we do see ice, bridges and overpasses would freeze first, and then there could be some patches of black ice here and there on the roads. I don't expect it to be widespread. Then we get into the very cold temperatures. Wednesday morning, 18 degrees. That could be on the high end in some places. We know that our low-lying areas, some of those rural areas, will get colder, so they could be closer to the mid-teens. Wednesday, we stay below freezing with a breezy north wind. Those north winds continue overnight, and we have, again, 15 degrees here. We could be in the low teens in some places. Wind chill factors, both nights, could be in the single digits or even below zero in some places. Thursday we get above freezing, but not too far above freezing, and we still have that breezy north wind there. We'll get below freezing Thursday night. Friday into the upper 30s with one more night of freezing temps. Now we do have a disturbance coming in late Friday, early Saturday. Just how much precipitation we're going to see is a little questionable, but considering the timing and that we will be below freezing, could be some wintry precipitation during that time. Again, at this point, doesn't look like anything major, but I'll keep you updated and we'll have a better idea as we get closer. Saturday, Sunday, nice warm up here. 45 Saturday, 63 Sunday. We could be closer to 70 degrees or so on Monday, and we stay above freezing Saturday night, at least most of us. Some of us could get closer to that 32 degree mark. So as the front comes through tomorrow, a few showers are possible. Our high temperature will be determined by that front. Not really a big concern at this point, but the concern is the very cold temperatures you see here. 18 Tuesday night, Wednesday night, 15. Again, some places could get colder than that. Wind chills, single digits, all the way down to below zero in some places, possibly. Wednesday we stay below freezing, and then we finally thaw out Thursday and Friday. And by the weekend, we're mild again. It is Texas. Stay tuned to South Metro Weather for more updates on this. And of course, if we have school closures, have some grace, probably not because of the ice, but because of the very, very cold temperatures out there. It will be dangerously cold early on those mornings. More updates are to come throughout the week as extreme cold settles in to north central Texas.